I have seen the wickedness of mankind. And I wondered if democracy is no longer government of the people, by the people and for the people. Why must democracy be government of the army, by the police, and by the SSS, and by the INEC, not allowing people to decide who govern them? But thank God the right man has come. But let me say to all of you, our government is not a government of propaganda. Our government is a government of repose and just administration. So we must never toe the line. Some of you might be very angry. Some of you are boiling. Some of you are looking for opportunity to take a pound of flesh. I ask you, put your sword back to its position. We shall not follow their ways. Our government is the government of accommodation. We shall not use police and army in this administration to intimidate people. Thank God the impunity is over. If they knew that this election would turn the way they turn, they wouldn't have done what they have done. But today, they will no longer do that. And I went to Abuja only to find out shockingly that Abuja was not even involved in this matter. I was surprised that the who in Abuja is not aware of these activities here. That is our sons and daughters who by simple opportunist arrangements became ministers and members of the house, could come here and turn themselves locally as commanders-in-chief of armed forces. But I assure you that will never happen again. My commissioner for information was asked to lie down in his community. What a humiliation. Because a minister have ordered the army to ask him to lie down for 7 hours. He lied down because he had no gun with him. And if he had gun, he wouldn't have shot because he wanted peace. My SSA media was humiliated in his village because he came to the same village from the person contesting for governorship of PDP. He was humiliated and locked up. Several of our commissioners were locked up. But the worst of it all was in Okorocha village, when Rocha's Plantation ex-students, the poor children I train all over the world, the children that are orphans, some of them came because they registered in Okorocha to vote, and they were arrested by the men of the Nigerian army. These boys who have no father and mother were kept for a whole day without food. And I came in there as a governor, and I could not release my children in cell because I wanted peace. So let me inform all of you that I have realized that the target from those who explained later, and for them, they said it was not targeted at you. It was only to make sure that they win the presidency. And then these people hooked onto it and did the evil that they did. We saw where there was no collection of results at the ward level. There was no collection of results at the local government level. All the collection officers were asked to come to the headquarters, and on arrival, they lock out our agents and move everybody in, surrendered by the security, and they write all forms of results. They intended to produce 1.3 million votes in Imo State, but for our resistance, they couldn't do it. It is not true that anyone defeated Buhari in Imo State. Buhari won this election in this state. But let me say to all of you that those nonsense is over. Because those who used to ask us, who are you, have turned around only a few days ago to start saying, how are you? And by tomorrow they will say, how are you, sir? My people, my people. Now, all the activity that took place in INEC headquarters, we have all the details. It will be an embarrassment to democracy if we let the world see what is happening with our democracy in Nigeria. While I commend Alhaji Jega for a job well done, but let chairman of INEC know and put it in history that there was no election here in Imo State, especially in 24 local governments. Where election took place, they never collected it. And the booth results that we have indicated that APC won this election. But the collection report which they have is indicating that they won. But let me tell you, this will not last long. Now I'm sure they're pumping champagne and telling the whole world that we use the military to overcome, that we use the police and SSS and the INEC officials to commit the things we did, and they're pumping the champagne. Before this champagne gets down into their gastrovascular cavity, we shall recover these positions. Right here, as those of you who are here were witness, that when we finished our meeting from this place last few days, on Sunday, we were going outside here. When the security men accompanied us, she thought we were coming for them. They were shooting, and they shot one of the boys. But may the soul of that young man rest in peace. And the souls of those who departed for this cause, may they rest in peace. But we shall not forget them. We shall not forget the families of those who have lost their last ones. We shall remember them in the course of this government. But meanwhile, I've ordered that all those who lost their life, they should get 2 million naira to arrange for their burials each, while we arrange for what we can do for the family. Let me also say to you that this should not deter you, because now those things will no longer happen. Only yesterday, I now saw as I was going to airport, before they will not allow me comfort at the Imo airport, they say it's federal government. I was surprised to see everybody yesterday attention. Your Excellency, I say, let me also inform all the Igbos. I've had our leader speak here, but let me differ a bit. We are not a party of vengeance, and we are not a party of impunity. APC is a big family, and in my father's mansion, there are many rooms. We shall spread our hands and welcome the Igbos who are woken from their slumber and who want to be part of this great history. We must never shut our door at them, because we alone cannot do it alone. Rocha Okorocha, Dr. Boneano Ngige, Izunaso George Moalo, and the rest of the leaders who are here. We are too few to be the overall Igbo leaders. I want to appeal to all Igbo leaders now to come forward and join this new crusade. Thank God they have realized that where they were going before, there was no door for it. I shouted before to say nothing can be done for us, and they saw now, they have seen the light. May you never take the anger of vengeance or the line of vengeance. Again, when we joined APC, we were major actors in APC. Today, the Igbo nation, the Southeast, is entitled to either the Senate President or the Speaker of the Federal House. But as I speak to you now, because of that unholy act of last Saturday, they have not been able to give us any ranking member of the National Assembly as a senator, or ranking member as member of the National for the Federal House. And you cannot be a Senate President, you cannot be a Speaker unless you have somebody who has been there before. I screamed and said, Ostis Nassau should go for Senate. Ngige should go for Senate. These two gentlemen, one of them should have been the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But our people, in their myopic thinking, in the infinitesimality of their brain, could not see the light. And today, this act of Saturday have denied Igbo, the Senate President. This act of last Saturday has denied Igbo, the Speaker of the Federal House. I whip that this kind of thing can be allowed to happen here. This kind of thing cannot happen in Kano. It could not happen in Sokoto, where people will come with guns to shoot innocent citizens. They cannot do it there. But of course, here in Igbos, use their people to kill your people. Don't find the army faulty. Don't accuse the police. Don't accuse the SSS. Accuse our political leaders who are here, who has sponsored this unholy act. And we shall hold them responsible for every blood drop in the course of these elections. And we know them and they know we know them. They can't be wandering on the street and have their children abroad when they let poor people be killed because they have instrument and connectivity with the center. They could use it to humiliate the people here. We resist it and we shall say no. Again, rumors are making round. Don't believe the rumors anymore. They don't have the powers anymore to do so. And they cannot do it. And it will take them to kill the whole Imolites for them to think about that not eating again. Don't listen to the rumor that they will give them the result sheet. Let them go for the result sheet. And let me warn all coalition officers again, those from Futo, those from federal institutions here, who now because of 1.2 million given to them, some 250,000 have decided to be used as an instrument of discussion. They should be careful. We shall take a data of all of them one by one and their families and where they come from. And we shall visit them at the right time. They are not strangers. We know them and we know where they live. I was shocked to see the cousin, the chairman of ASU, who is a cousin of a making header, driving a bus with his posters inside, with his checkbook, with 2 million naira in his boot. And he's coming as a collection officer. What can a man like that collect for the people? There can be justice. But never again would that happen. We are waiting for them on Saturday. I sent this message, we are waiting for them on Saturday.